So this next fly I'm going to tie is a brand new fly for 2021. Forgot what year I was in. Anyway, this is a Mayfly Mini Hot. So it is kind of a takeoff on the original Mini Hot, but in a Mayfly configuration. And it's going to be a parachute pattern because who makes the best parachute patterns in the world? Umpqua flies. Something about their Mayfly parachutes are just perfect. Anyway, so hook is just a 100. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my thread at about the, let's say 70% point on this hook. So there's 50, so right about there, I would say it's about 75%. Do my jam knot. Going to bring my thread straight back to tie in our tail, which is some CDL tailing material from Whiting, dyed purple. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab about 13, 14 pieces. Not really going to count them. I know this looks really thick here, like I have too much material, but once this is mounted, you'll see it'll still look nice. I'm going for more of a profile than it being the actual amount, 3 separate little tails in the back on a Mayfly. So I've grabbed the tips. I'm going to again grab this stem, pull that all off so that everything lines up. Tails of an adult Mayfly is about the length of the body. So I make my measurement, 45-degree angle. First wrap is soft. Second wrap, I increase my tension. Everything rolls on top. And there's my tail. Next, for the hot butt section. This is a fairly new material that I get from Hairline. It's called Chroma Flash. This is a color is blue sardine. It's got a purple hue to it, especially once it's tied in with the purple thread. And as you can notice here, what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping. I'm tying in a piece that's about as length that comes to the end of the point of the fly. I'm going to go 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 7 wraps. And now I can grab my material and wrap that forward. Okay. Tie this off. I'm going to cut everything to the length of my tie-in point. Oops, I need some more coffee, I guess. That just ensures that that body is nice and smooth and no lumps or bumps. So next I'm going to bring my thread back up to my eye. I'm going to come back. I should probably explain what I'm going to do here is that there is about 25% point there of my hook remaining that's bare. Basically, I'm going to run my thread up to the eye and then come back halfway of this last piece. What that does is it just ensures that every time I tie this fly, my post is tied in at the exact point. So I'm just using my my hook is kind of a gauge. Next piece is parapost. And just cut this whole strip off. It comes in the package just like that. I can quarter it. And then if I'm going to tie a bunch of these, I can do that again. So then I don't have a lot of waste. So I can just cut all of those and then move forward. But as you notice on all of these they're twisted. So I'm going to come in with my comb, get any of those cuts, or I should say any of those tangles out. Okay, so for this one, I'm just going to use one big long piece just so to show you here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pinch wrap. Make sure it's centered where I want it. Do another wrap, make sure it's really tight. Turn this wing perpendicular to the hook shank. Then from the front, I'm going to go to the back on the far side, 2 wraps. Make 1 wrap around the hook just to ensure nothing's going to move. And then now I'm going to go from the back of the wing to the front, doing X wraps basically. 1 more wrap around the entire shank. And right now, if I was wanting to tie a spinner, that's a spinner wing. So now I can pull this straight up. What I'm going to do is my first wrap, going counterclockwise, is right on the base of this post. I'm going to come up about 3-4 wraps. I'm going to hold this post and then I'm going to tighten. Tighten up. How far up this post am I going to make? Think of this colored thread as about 1.5 lengths the eye of your hook. Okay, now I'm going to come straight back down. I can do that same thing, 3 wraps, tighten. There we go. Then 1 more wrap right around the hook shank. This is a good time to come in with some head cement. Just at the base of the wing, maybe give it a little coat. And then I'll also hit my little hot butt section there in the back, just to give it a little bit of some durability. Okay. On this particular color, which is, I'm going to tie the purple one, we're going to use some grizzly hackle. Going to, again, pull some fibers perpendicular to the stem, pop those off so that I have enough bare stem that I can tie this in right behind the eye and then come straight up, still allowing to have a little bit of bare stem up there. And I'm going to come right back down. Before I go forward, I'm just going to make sure that this cup has been tied against this wing post, so that when I wrap it, it's actually going to be cupped up, not down. Okay, now we just need a little bit of dubbing and wind that hackle, and we're going to be done with this fly. So dubbing is, this is fine and dry in purple. Again, just a little bit of dubbing on a lot of hook, or I should say a lot of thread. Like it just to be consistent noodle, not a lot of bumps, or go from thick to thin back and forth. So what I'm going to do here to dub this body, I'm actually going to start right behind the eye. I'm going to come up to the post, and then behind the post, and I'm going to create my actual width or thickness of this fly that I'm going to want at the end, right behind the wing here. Some more dubbing in the thread. You can start your dubbing back at the butt section if you'd like, but what I've found is this kind of keeps this big gap you have a tendency to have underneath this wing. And then now I can go right back down to the butt. Think of your thread just right at the tip of the hook. And then now I can come up forward. And then if there's any little gaps, I can fill that in. Give my nice little carrot shape taper. Maybe just a pinch more dubbing to finish this off. Try not to get any lumps in there at this point. Remember, just a lot of dubbing or a little dubbing on a lot of thread. I'm going to come right up. Got my nice little carrot shaped taper. And my last wrap of dubbing, I'm going to stop and have my thread hanging on the far side of the hook, just right below my post. Now we can grab the hackle, make a wrap, make sure it's in the right direction. And I like using these Umpqua spinning hackle pliers. If you're doing any parachutes, this tool is worth its worth the money. And then I'm just going to start wrapping. And again, I'm wrapping counterclockwise. There's 2, 3, 4. You can kind of dip it down if you need to as you go. Don't trap any of your previous fibers. Okay, when you feel that the thickness and consistency is right, just reach on the far side of your vise, grab your bobbin, and then I'm going to tie this hackle off actually right onto the post. Now I can let this go. Going to pick this up, build up my little head. You know, a little tapered cone-shaped head is always nice. Get your hackle plier or your whip finish, as long as that hackle is bent back a little bit. Whip finish. Make sure your thread is tight. Hi, I'm Greg Garcia. I'm here. Grab your bobbin, and then I'm going to tie this hackle off actually right onto the post. Now I can let this go. Going to pick this up, build up my little head. You know, a little tapered cone-shaped head is always nice. Get your hackle plier or your whip finish, as long as that hackle is bent back a little bit. Whip finish. Make sure your thread is tight. Now all we got to do is a little trimming here. So as you can see, that's what that looks like right now. So I can come in, I can cut my hackle off. It's not going to go anywhere. And then I can cut to my wing, which usually what I kind of shoot for is about the length of the body. So I'll just make one straight cut across. And if that's a little blunt, you can come in. I'm going to just turn my vise on my side. Got a little front lid leading edge on the front of the wing, and then same thing on the back. So that's got a little bit more of appearance of a true mayfly wing. So there we go. That is the Mayfly Mini Hot.